everybody? Welcome to Sixers Postgame Live. Sixers commit television murder over the Charlotte Hornets, 135-82, I believe. Embiid dominant, Maxey efficient. We're going to break down our top takeaways, reaction, players of the game, team grades, and more. Joining us, he is Mitch Kofsky. Go give him a follow at Mitch Kofsky. What's up, Mitch?
What is up, man? I thought it was going to be much closer in this, and boy, was I wrong.
Was I wrong. Like, Embiid's just not human. Like, I am just proud to be born on the same planet as Joel Embiid. And this has got to be the Joel Embiid show. Right. Another one, 10th straight game of 30 points or more. He had 42 in this one. An inhuman 18 of 23 from the field, 15 points, dominant every quarter. Did not play the fourth quarter again, I think, for the 9th time this season, man. Business-like victory yet again by Nick Nurse's Philadelphia 76ers. They blew this one away from the jump. Quick thoughts on Embiid and this game.
Again, no one has answers for this guy. No one has answers. I was watching a halftime show, and they were talking about how winners don't have any answers for this guy. I mean, like, he just does what he wants. This is a normal game for him now. Normal game. Like, I don't know. It's great.
Yeah, let's pull up the shot chart because this is just absurd. This is starting to get truly absurd at the level Embiid has been playing over this stretch of games. Look at that, 14 of 15 inside the paint. Just like we saw in Friday's game against the Detroit Pistons, just unstoppable, elbow and in, just unstoppable. We saw Batum make great entry passes. The Sixers are getting the ball to this guy in motion towards the basket, in good position, and this guy just simply can't miss, man. His defense was terrific. This is just one of those games, man, that, like, we just need to appreciate this, Mitch. We just truly need to appreciate how dominant this guy is, how amazing this guy is. Like, when I look at this kind of performance and the ball movement and the depth and the wings and the shooting, like, this just gets me so excited for what this team could look like come playoff time. Instead of last year's, like, two-dimensional ISO ball pick-and-roll offense where they typically run into a team with really good defense and just shut them down. And we again and again and again see Doc Rivers do not have any adjustment or answer to that. The Sixers are putting their best player in position to succeed. And we all know when Embiid is in the right headspace, when he's having fun, when he's at his best is when he's truly having fun. And this team is straight up vibing. They are playing well. And it's been an amazing to watch, man.
It's great. It's great. I mean, like Barry said here, 5 triples for Maxey in this game. He's keep on growing in front of our eyes. It's crazy. And then when you look at Embiid just doing whatever he wants on the court, and then you have Nick Nurse, who's not going to let the other team get so close, like with Doc Rivers. Like, we were up by like 30, and then somehow we could still lose the game. Like, that's the key right there with the coaching and not letting them get into it.
Yeah. Like, this is so much fun to watch when, like, I love it when Embiid knows that nobody on the court is better than him. And there are very few times when that should be the case. Like, that's what this is all about, Mitch. This is all about preparing ourselves for the playoffs. And he's playing at an all-time high right now, an all-time high. Again, look at this shot chart. Like, he just simply couldn't miss. 18 of 23 from the floor. Hello says this was a blowout. Barry says Maxey hit 5 triples in the second quarter. We're going to get to Maxey in just a second. Barry says, don't look now, but Mo Bamba is averaging 50% from the three-point line. Russellton says, "Where's Mr. Halftime?" I have no idea.
So that's the guy I streamed the Sixers games with last stream. I just got off, so he's not on here. So.
All right. So yeah, just another epic performance from Joel Embiid, which leads us to Tyrese Maxey, who was again efficient in this one. 21 points, 8 of 13 from the field, 7 assists, 0 turnovers, as we always see, man. But Maxey was truly at his best in that second quarter. 17 points in the second quarter. He shot 6 of 8 from the floor. Ridiculous step back threes, Mitch. Like, he just put on a show. The one where they actually, I think they called a push off, or I don't know what that was, but it's nice to not have Doc Rivers just throw his hands up and run half court and bitch and complain. And you actually have a real coach, Nick Nurse, say, nope, challenge and shut it down. The call was reversed. It was successful. Thoughts on Tyrese Maxey?
Just like I said before, he's growing in front of our eyes, man. It's just insane becoming the second option. People can't guard this man. It's just like showing on the floor. It is great. 7 assists on top of that. Like, that's what you want to see from Maxey, the playmaking, getting others involved. That's key for me with Maxey, is the playmaking. We all know he can score.
Especially when he's attacking downhill. It's really nice to see Maxey find teammates cutting to the basket, which he did tonight. This was a really big game for Maxey in many respects. Like, it was good to see him because he's been a little cold lately. So it's really nice to see him. Really nice to see that shot get wet again. 5 of 8 from 3-point range. I'm going to pull up what he was heading into this one, but I don't believe it was very good. The Sixers have been led by Joel Embiid far and away. But heading into this one, Maxey had 19 points on 19 points of 1 of 6 from 3. The game before that, 9 points on 0 of 6 from 3. So good to see Maxey kind of get back to the Maxey we are used to watching. Barry says, love the fact that Joe is now showing some handles and actually frequently driving to the basket, looking like Moses Malone with the offensive boards. I made a joke where, like, at one point, like, Embiid was just unstoppable in the third quarter, and he had 0 offensive rebounds, and I was, like, calling him out on, like, not getting any offensive rebounds. Like, that's at the point where we're at right now. Actually, Embiid did finish the game through 3 quarters with no offensive rebounds. Right. So do better, Joel. Come on, man. It's not good enough.
Not at all. I mean, come on. Double-double, got to get those offensive boards.
Dude, Joel Embiid, at the end of the first quarter, 18-9, 2-1. He shot 8 of 10 inside the arc. By the end of the second quarter, 25, 10, and 3. By the end of the third quarter, 42, 15, and 3. We're watching the best player possibly in franchise history right now. The most dominant. And this is special, man. I want to just double down on what I said at the start of this show. This guy is special. We're witnessing greatness. And I hope we all are just appreciative. I know the competition is like playing a G League team. Like, that Timberwolves game is going to be put on a pedestal. That upcoming Timberwolves game, that rematch is going to be huge. But this team's gelling. They're vibing. Like, maybe that loss in the in-season tournament was a blessing by disguise, because now I feel like they're starting to play better together. They're healthy. They're just vibing. This team is just vibing.
Yeah. Like, for the in-season tournament, I said this before, I honestly did not want them to go far, because I didn't want the risk of injury with Joel Embiid and all that, just because of this. Look at the performance we've been getting. If he played throughout the in-season tournament, like if we got further, that would have made me a little bit more nervous with him falling. I don't even think – how many times did Embiid fall today? I don't even think any.
Dude, not a lot. Like, less than a handful. Like, that's the thing. Joel Embiid is putting up these ridiculous numbers, and barely breaking a sweat, man. Like barely breaking a sweat. This is special, man. This guy's not human. Barry says Kelly Oubre had a nice game. Let's get into Kelly Oubre, who had some nasty dunks in this one. Again, just looking like the complete off-ball, perfect complement to Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. Kelly Oubre finished as a plus 27, 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 5 from three-point range. I just love the way he lets the game come to him, man. Again, getting offensive boards, getting putbacks, cutting to the basket. It's just laughable at this point, given his narrative, given everything we heard about him from Charlotte. You know, how he's a black hole in offense, how he doesn't involve others, how, you know, if he gets the ball, he's not passing the ball. Like, he's just normally shooting. He's the exact opposite. He's found a home, just like Marcus Morris, man. These guys, and Pat Bev, like top to bottom, these role players know their role. They seem to be excelling. And that's also credit to Nick Nurse as well. But any thoughts on Kelly Oubre Jr. tonight?
It's just a typical game from Kelly Oubre now. I'm just going to keep on saying it. We expect this from Kelly Oubre off the bench, 12 to 15 points per game. He was averaging, I think, 20, something like that off the bench last year for Charlotte. So he's a guy that can score, and his athleticism is key. That's the huge thing. Last year, we were slow. This year, we got young guys, athletic, both wings. So two-way wing. I love it. Great.
Yeah, he's scored in double figures. 5 of the 6 games since returning from injury. We have All Dame in the house saying, "What's up, Mitch? Big win today." Barry says Joel has played in the fourth quarter in 4 games. Oh my God.
That is huge. That is huge.
Almighty says 50 piece. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, being the a-hole Sixers fan that I am, like, a part of me does wish, like, we go, like, full Giannis and Nick Nurse just plays Embiid in the fourth quarter and he puts up, like, 60, 70 points. Because that's what would happen. Like, there's no doubt that he would have hit 70 in this game.
Right.
At the rate Embiid was going.
He's only saying that because Brunson got 50 points last night.
Yeah. I'm by the way, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I know that. I know that. Trust me. I know, yeah.
Crazy. Barry says, please don't change the roster. That's the take, man. Is that not the take? Like, I know these are garbage teams. And to be frank, like, the Sixers don't play a lot of good teams. Like, outside of the Timberwolves, maybe the Magic, maybe the Rockets. Like, this team is kind of in cruise control up until, like, January, where they have the Nuggets. Like, they don't play a lot of good teams. So is this fool's gold? We're going to learn a lot, like Barry mentioned, about Minnesota in that rematch. That will be a heat check. But Mitch, what's your vibe right now with this? Like, does the Sixers need to go star hunting, or do they need, like, more depth pieces, or do they not make a move at all and just let it ride and hope Embiid in this kind of mental state of, like, just domination and from a physical and mental standpoint, and hope that carries over into the playoffs? Because if this is the Embiid we're going to get in the playoffs, absolutely no one's beating the Sixers, man.
No. For me, it depends on Maxey. Like, if he's going to keep on going as a second option, like, do you feel comfortable with that? Or do you want, like, someone else to help put more points on the board? Like, for me, honestly, I am cool with this depth. I love it. I just don't want, if a trade does happen, we just got first-round picks. I mean, this is the best bench that Joel Embiid has played with its entire career. I'm going to be upset, but I understand why they did it. And Morey did say that he will be active. So you got to look at it like that. Is he smoking us? I don't know.
Yeah, again, it is just the Charlotte Hornets, but, like, 48 bench points tonight, Mitch. 48!
When was the last time we had that much off our bench? That's my question.
I got nothing, man. I got nothing. Again, Oubre was fire. Daniel House chipped in 10. Marcus Morris Sr. is I'm low key going to be sad to see him like, and this is coming from a guy who I was not a big fan of, like his legs, his defense. He looked 2 steps too slow at the start when he was traded here, but again had a solid game. He did shoot 0 of 2 from 3, but the dude has been shooting 50% from 3 since being traded to the Sixers. But yeah, like I said, like I would be kind of sad to see him go because he definitely has found a home. Like he looks happy. Like I love it when, and Pat Bev, when Joel Embiid just does something ridiculous. Like you see Marcus Morris and Pat Bev and their reaction, like they're vibing. You can see how they're just like minds are being blown over and over and over again. They love their roles. Any thoughts on the bench?
Like I said, this is the best bench that Joel Embiid has played with. Give me 5 times where a bench scored 48 points. I'll wait.
I have no idea, man.
That's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. I love this bench. How can you not? Now, if you put Kelly Oubre in the starting lineup, right? Obviously, Tobias will have to go off to the bench. I don't think the bench will be as good. I think you need to keep Oubre off the bench or take him off the bench. Yeah.
It's a great question. It's something I've been going back and forth with a lot.
Right.
Obviously, I'm not a Tobias fan, but
I'm not either.
It is what it is, man. They're winning. Let the team come together at this point. Again, like I don't like under Doc Rivers. Have the Sixers dominated teams like this ever?
No,
ever. Like they've never handled teams like that, especially bad teams, garbage teams like they've done. Like this has been a different level of domination that we've seen from years past.
I agree. With Doc Rivers, we'll be up at like 30, 35 points and somehow lose the game. Like with Nick Nurse, it changes the culture, changes the vibe. You see the team hang out in the locker room. It's a real brotherhood over here. I love it.
Dude, the Sixers were up 20 when Tyrese Maxey hit that step back 3, and he still fucking challenged it. I love it. That was
right?
Great. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, this team is putting bad teams away, man. Paging the Philadelphia Eagles. This is how it's done. Let's see it from our Midnight Green team. Barry says, Oubre, Batum, and Morris can be that third option for scoring. Absolutely. That is a great take. And that's something. And throw in like Batum and his defense. And my goodness, his ability to get the ball to Embiid down low. Another guy, not yet another guy. They don't have many guys that can throw Embiid an entry pass. Nick Batum only had very little impact in this one. 3 points, 3 assists, 3 boards on the surface. But he is such a vital piece of this for Embiid and a big reason why he is succeeding at this level. Quentin says the bench was just as entertaining in the fourth. Did you see that move by Jaden Springer? A little step back from mid-range. Love it, man. We've seen that from him quite a bit, but always good. Bench might be a playoff team by themselves. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind our third, fourth, and fifth stringers could have beaten some of these teams over the last few games. No doubt.
Yeah.
The Bull says they actually look like they're practicing. I don't remember back-to-back blowouts. Barry says tonight was the third largest point margin in franchise history. The Sixers haven't had a 50-point margin since 1970.
That was against the Cavs.
Oh, my God. This is amazing, man.
It really is. But, again, it is the Hornets. They didn't have LaMelo. That is why I love LaMelo. Like, if LaMelo was on this team, I guarantee you they would have lost by, 20 to 30. It would have been such a huge deficit, or huge difference.
Yeah, and I just feel like Embiid could have had at least 10, 50-point games this year.
Yeah.
If we wanted to.
Correct, yeah.
The Bulls says the Sixers stole the Eagles' aura. Absolutely. That's the vibe it feels for sure. Any other thoughts before we get into player of the game?
I mean, do I have to apologize to Tobias Harris? He scored double figures in games back to back. I said he wouldn't do that in a while.
You know what the weirdest stat about Tobias Harris is?
What?
Tobias Harris is second on the team in points in the first quarter, behind Joel Embiid. After that, he's third best in the second and fourth quarter. And the other one, he's third best. I think it's the third quarter. In the second and fourth quarter, he's like fourth or fifth. It's crazy. For whatever reason, Tobias seems to do like the bulk of his damage in the first quarter. I don't understand.
I just don't understand. And he's the highest paid player in NBA history not to make an All-Star game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My man Clinton loves him some Toby buckets.
I don't understand how. How? Can he do this in a game that actually matters? Like against Boston or against Milwaukee or something like that, or even in the playoffs? That's me.
Yeah, that's the take. All right, let's roll on to our Sixers player of the game. All right, Sixers player of the game. This won't be that difficult. Mitch, lead us off.
All right, I'll take Joel Embiid, I guess. I mean, 42 points, double-double, 10 straight 30-plus point games. It's just like, that's my player of the game right there.
This is getting comical, man.
It really is.
This is getting ridiculous. Yeah, give me Maxey. We'll keep this short and sweet. Give me Tyrese Maxey for hitting 5 of 8 from three-point range. Good to see him get going again. 1 of 12, I think, in the 2 games against the Detroit Pistons. So really good to see him get some more confidence. I mean, he was just on a different level in that second quarter. And that's fun to watch, man. When Maxey's confident in that jumper, he is fun to watch. Too many times you see him not as aggressive, not attacking the rim for like full quarters at a time. So I want to see that more consistently. But again, great performance by Tyrese Maxey. I want to give a quick shout out to this. Miles Bridges.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
This is hilarious. In 31 minutes, Miles Bridges was a negative 56.
How is that possible?
It's crazy. I was excited to watch Brandon Miller, who is one. I like that guy a lot, who shot 4 of 16 from the floor. Do you know how much older Jaden Springer is compared to Brandon Miller?
No.
Do you want to guess?
How much older?
Mm-hmm.
Probably
Brandon
like
Miller. Brandon Miller was a freshman out of college.
Yeah, right. So, what, 2 years? 2, 3, give or take?
2 months.
What?
2 months.
Wow.
So that's why I'm like really hesitant to give up on Jaden Springer. And he'll probably be added in a trade package at some point in the near future. But yeah, not a great game from Brandon Miller. Any other guys? I mean, we already talked about Kelly Oubre. The bench, 48 points. I want to give this to Nick Nurse for having his guys prepared. Like, they have been taking these teams out from the first quarter, man. So getting these guys ready, again, something we haven't seen from a Sixers team. Yes, I'm going to keep throwing shade at Doc Rivers any chance I get. But my goodness, let's roll on to our team grades.
Don't you hear me? Sweetness and light for my restless mind. Please give me a way to escape this world gone astray. You could give me a little peace of mind in these troubled times.
It's an A. It's an A. 16-3 on the fast break. 48 bench points, another dominant performance from Joel Embiid. Tyrese Maxey getting confidence again. I mean, there's so much here. I mean, you look at these quarters, 33 points in the first, 40 points in the second, 27 in the third, 35 from the fourth. Like they were just relentless from the jump, man. They only had 9 turnovers in this game. I've also been really impressed by their just team defense, deflecting passes, getting into those passing lanes, turning turnovers into offense. Again, bad competition, but 3 quarters for Embiid yet again. This is an A, straight A.
I'll go with an A as well. I mean, there's nothing else to say. Like, there's nothing wrong with this game. A complete game. I'm kind of nervous for my Michigan. I don't know if they can do that against Bama.
We'll see about that. We'll see.
God.
Where's Rudy? I don't know. We haven't heard from him. We don't know where Rudy Poo is. Hopefully he shows up very, very soon. But that basically wraps it up. Short and sweet. Sixers W, move on to 17-7, I think, on the season. Another great game. Man, just these are just fun, easy, cruise control, lemon squeezy type of wins for the Sixers. I'm not used to during these post-game shows, but here we are, man. This team's good. This team is really, really good, man. And it seems like everyone seems to be understanding their roles, and they're gelling. And Embiid is in a really good headspace. Nothing but good vibes. Nothing but, even when Maxey's not playing well, you see it on the court. Good vibes. This is a different team right now than we've seen in years past, and I just hope it continues. Mitch, final thoughts and plugs.
Final thoughts. I mean, this game was predictable for the most part. I thought it would be closer, but without LaMelo, Sixers took advantage of that. Nick Nurse has outcoached the Hornets. Just a typical blowout what we need from the Sixers after that last week of competing with these lower tier teams. So this was a great win. So you can follow me on Hardcore Sports Network, Edge of Philly Sports, Mitch Topsy, and a lot of big things coming, so stay tuned.
Awesome stuff. Barry says, I feel like I'm watching the Harlem Globetrotters versus the Washington Generals. Steven says it's like having the perfect boss at work for the Sixers. I already gave my final thoughts. Plugs, if you like the NFL draft, I've dropped 16 individual scouting reports on some of my favorite guys over the last 48 hours. So go check that out. That'll be those are the pieces of my top 100 big board that I'm going to put them all together ranked. So that'll be down the road eventually. But if you but they're all some of my favorite Eagles targets. So be on the lookout for that. Tomorrow we'll be ranking our top 10 safety prospects. So be on the lookout for that, as there's no Eagles game. Eagles play on Monday. No party on Broad Monday night either. That'll be just straight up Eagles at that point. So guys, thank you everyone for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you everyone for commenting. He is Mitch Kofsky. Go give him a follow on X at Mitch Kofsky. And I forgot to mention, we're actually streaming on Instagram for the first time tonight. I have no idea. I'm going to look at it after this show and see what the hell that looks like. But here we are. We're now on Instagram. That's kind of cool.
I got to put mine on this StreamYard. I got to put mine. It looks cool. I've seen it. I've seen my friend use it. Yeah. The tickers down. It's just this whole screen in Instagram live. It's it's great. But the only thing is, you can't see the Instagram comments in StreamYard.
Okay.
That's it. But for Twitter or X now, you can. You can see the comments from Twitter. So I'll take that over Instagram.
Yep. We have Anthony in the house saying, hey, guys, Sixers win. Thanks for joining, Anthony. We're wrapping up here, guys. Again, I know Pat will be handling postgame on Monday night. We'll be doing Eagles pregame, Eagles halftime, Eagles postgame, all that fun stuff for the Seahawks. Again, thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you on Monday. Stay awesome, everyone.